Buonasera, welcome everybody to Imola, Danza Italia. Buongiorno mio day. Welcome to MRC Tier 2 with me and Connor Hardy. Connor, how are you?
I was good until I heard that intro.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean the accent, sorry. But yeah, no, I'm good. Looking forward to this big title fight today, so...
Yes. We have hype for the title fight, and we will come back to that because there's more important things than a title fight. I think.
I don't want to hear nothing about a green card today because no one cares about that.
Oh, here's
You're
the
here
thing.
to watch us.
Exactly. If you're watching the Merseyside derby, or if you're watching the Aston Martin green reveal, which we know it will be green, then you need to get your priorities sorted because MRC Tier 2 is live in front of you.
If Everton score today, I don't want it in YouTube chat, thanks.
Oh.
Because I will cry live on air.
You mean when Everton win? Actually, I don't want Everton to win. I don't want them to win. I don't want Liverpool to win.
I'm not sure we should start the stream of football chat when there's a title fight going on.
Yes!
But still.
Right, let's just get down to business to defeat the Hun, to quote a certain Disney film. Now, you mentioned a title fight. Let's just get to it. So, Tier 2. It's been a very exciting season. And here we are, 2 races to go. Calvin and Mark Hodgson, the 2 title protagonists, are a matter of 30 points apart at the top. So the long and short of it is, Calvin today, if he does not outscore Mark by at least 4 points, the title race is over. So basically, if Mark's on the podium, it's game, set and match.
Set and match, yeah.
Regardless of what Calvin does. That said, 30 points, there is 52 to play for. It is very much still open and doable. But, let's go through a lap of Imola. Toby Barnstop is your first driver on track. Connor, talk us through him as he runs down the main straight.
So he's coming down the main straight, obviously you've got that little right kink and then you've got the left kink, which then brings you to sort of a really late and blind braking zone. You brake about 50 metres, just about, you hit both apexes into, I don't know any of the corner names, but we'll keep going. You've got the left-hander there, now into the fast left-right, he's got to keep it well off the curb because it does lead, he actually hits it a little bit and gets away with it. You can't run too wide on the exit because it will drag you out and now into the hairpin. Right-hander, how early can he get on the power? He's actually really good. And takes a lot of exit cover, which is quite surprising. The next one is really, really tough because if you run even that slightest bit wide, you're going to throw it out and probably spin as well. But he's beautiful through there. Now, the next complex bit, double right-hander. First bit, you just lift off. Second bit, you brake quite hard, hit the curb. It's good, very, very good on the exit. Now, the 2 little chicanes, these are an absolute nightmare to navigate in any scenario. He takes a lot of the sausage curve in the first one. I thought that ruined his lap, but he was really good on the line on the exit. Now, into the 2 revatsas. How good is he going to be? Oh, he has invalidated.
Yeah, he did
I just picked up on that.
It's okay, it was exciting anyway. I think he's going to go again. So, let's find someone else. Who else is on a lap? Let's go on with Gassian in the Williams. Womack, 71, so 17-0 even, the first time on the board.
Well, there's your benchmark, boys. Go get that. That's a very good banker lap.
That said, not to make anyone feel inferior, SW yesterday, in our free practice session yesterday, did a 1 minute 15.6.
Whoa, look at Mark.
Mark, 16.8, the title lead, well, the title fighter and the championship leader, laying his line in the sand early on. He does not want to wait around.
Very, very early.
If he plays poker, we know that he'll be tough to beat based upon that. Although DRS Julian, 18-0 on a medium, fair play, not a bad start.
Julian, the tier 4 guy, on the mediums, he might have some unreal pace. Gatian's just popped it P5. Alex has also just popped it into P3 with Sociopath in P4, so...
Yes, Sociopath, and this is his first race as a permanent driver. He recently was promoted from reserve to full-time seat in Tier 2 in the Mercedes, alongside Call Me the Brave. So This is what happens if you're reserved. Get yourself in the action early on, you will get a seat. Calvin, 17.4, his opening lap in the Red Bull. Again...
Hater Sosa into P3 as well.
Indeed, in the Alfa Romeo. And don't
place of Mr. Pratt.
Don't forget, I don't believe we have any qualifying bans today, so all of our drivers, with the exception of Rumax and Bit, are on track right now. It's not a very wide or long track. Oh, Monster, very wide at the very anti-outer. Oh, no, it's not a lie, it's not very anti-outer. That's Piratella. Oh, I love the names of the track here. But this is a very short and quick lap. There's going to be a lot of people getting stuck in traffic. Here comes Simba to the line. It's a 17.7 P9. Right, who can we find to jump on board with? Ooh, Dumbest Hornet goes P4. Fantastic lap.
Yeah, that is some lap. He did a really, really slow banker. I think he may have had a moment on his banker, but that is an incredible banker from Dumbest Hornet. The two alphas going strong. You see what happens when Baby Hornet's not here? Sorry, that was a bad call for.
No, all good.
Towards Baby Hornet.
He's a good man. Well, we can be. Now then, Call Me the Brave. Let's jump on board with him. It looks like he's about to start a lap. Now then. Oh, is he going to pit? No, he's pitting. He's just... Anyway. Dumbest Hornet, we've just seen pop in that lap. He... doing a few laps, actually, so he might just go again. The tyres here do go off, the soft tyres, but the mediums are hard. He seems to hang on a bit. Everyone's coming into the pits at the same time.
The
How
French
rude.
baton Swedish man is on a lap though.
Oh, let's jump on board with the barn door. So he's through Tamburello into the Villeneuve chicane. This is, of course...
chicane in Imola? I didn't even know that.
It is into Toza, the tight left hairpin, and heads up the hill into Piratella, a double apex left-hander. This is a very complicated corner. It looks easy, but I tell you what, as George Russell found under the safety car just 3 years ago, easy to make a mistake and drop it as you come down the hill into Aqua Minerale, possibly the best part of the track. And Toby's gone wide again. Easy to breach track limits there. He's going to continue anyway into Variante Alta, the tight chicane you mentioned earlier, where he invalidated last time. Such a tight corner, very easy to breach the track limits again. We'll stay on board with him just because everyone else is in the pits. Heading down into the two-part Ravazza. We've got Ravazza 1 and 2. Again, two near 90-degree left-handers, which come on to the main straight.
Yeah.
So,
It'd be interesting to see what his banker would have been though, but we don't obviously get to see it. He's not teasing us with that sort of stuff. But Wimax, the man in P2, is about to start his lap, so...
Indeed. Let's just roll around with him. He takes a nice slow line to get the max traction out of the final corner. We used to have a chicane just here on the left, which ended the lap. That, believe it or not, had a name, very anti-batter.
Yeah, that was actually... That made this track better, I'm not going to lie.
I agree.
I preferred that chicane.
I agree. And I also prefer the original Tamburello, the long sweeping left-hander, but of course, following the tragic events of the weekend that we lost Ratzenberger and Senna in 1994, of course, the track was redesigned to make it safer. But Rumax, he doesn't care about safety. He's nearly 2 times up in the first sector. So, this could put him in contention for a pole position.
Yeah. This isn't going to please any of the leaders. I'm going to go on board with Mark while you're...
Rumax has some traffic on track. Oh, one of the Alpines just gets out of the way in time. That was close. We did mention, of course, this is a hard track to get out of the way. There's a Ferrari nearly at the way. Rumax keeps his foot in. He's now almost 4 tenths up, so he's not lost anything in that crucially tight section behind the cars. He heads down towards Ravazza 1. Picks his break point about 100, just after 100 metres. Little lock up, but he keeps it neat and tidy. Keeps it on the curb for the maximum opening into the second part. Gets on the throttle early, runs along the curb. Takes the shallowest line to the start finish line, and it's 116.7.
Wow.
Great lap by Ilian Maxim. Oh, he's gone off at Tamburello. Yeah, just seen he's off at Tamburello. Kaiser Soze is just starting a lap. I thought he was finishing a lap. Apologies, he's just starting a lap. We'll come back to him. Let's see who else is close to finishing a lap.
One to watch. His lap looks like he's just come to the end of the first sector and he's nearly 3 tenths up.
Oh wow, so he is. He's the reserve in the Alpha Tauri tonight. Their home race. Sergeant Uncle Sam is competing for a potential permanency in either Tier 1 or Tier 2, depending on what seats become available. He's proven to be a reliable reserve. Yeah, he is very strong and a good reserve and a nice guy. So, Sam, Show us what you can do. He's 6 tenths up. He's showing us what he can do. This could put him in contention for oh, big slide coming through Tozer, the tight chicane. Keeps it going though. Yep. What can he do through Ravazza 1 and 2?
Though, definitely.
He's got some speed and power. Jeremy Clarkson would like him.
A bit wide on the first Ravazza though.
Ooh, just keeps it nicely on the edge there. Heads to the line. What can he do? It's a 17-0. Ooh, goes 30.
Yeah,
lost a bit of time.
In that last sector. Oh, Alex has just spun.
Ah, it's very easy. It's such a low grip track. You've got some high-speed flowing corners, but the traction zones are crucial. Kaiser Soze improves by 700ths of a second to stay P5. Damas Hornet down on his time by half a second. It looks like he may have backed out. Call me the brave. P7 at the moment, not on a lap. Calvin is still only P8 at the moment. It looks like Calvin's about to start a lap, so let's stay with him. Of course, he needs to be at the front. He needs to put all the pressure on to Mark.
Yeah, he definitely does. There's a lot of pressure on Calvin.
Monster!
He's the man with the pressure as well. Whoa,
Monster P3.
I'd say something that's going to help Mark having his teammate right up there with him.
It does indeed. Of course, Calvin's teammate, Fox River, is not racing today. He is partnered by Carl Radband, B17, one of our Tier 3, Tier 4 drivers, who has really stepped up his game in the last half a year. Calvin, half a second up, but then has a huge twitch as he comes through the hairpin of...
yeah.
Of Tozer, sorry.
He does. It's looking good though, double right-hander. This is the bit where you can gain so much time.
Indeed, you can also lose it. As soon as you get wide on that left-hand curb, you are in trouble. Calvin flies.
The sausages on exit though,
still
which
half
is
a second up. He's half a second up. This puts him in line for P3. Crucially, that put him between the McLarens. Can he find anything in the Ravazzas?
Let's see. How committed is he going to be?
It sounds to me like Ravazza should be a type of pasta.
He's wide again though.
He has, but he's just kept it on track. Oh, here he goes.
The second one, he was really strong. His exit was great.
67! That was so committed. 100th
of a second.
He was so committed there, and he has got the reward for his over exuberant but aggressive and successful style.
I still don't know what you're trying to say there.
Many words. I'm just trying to keep it in my pants. Now, single tracks on a lap. We've not seen him this session. We've been too busy getting excited by the title fight and some reserves who we wanted to big up. So he's on a lap in the Ferrari. We're going to stay on board with him. Actually, we're going to see Red Car of Rambo because he's on a lap.
He's backed out.
In which case we'll go back to single track because there is very few people on a lap right now. In fact, very few people on track.
Yeah, Lord P's just gearing up for his lap, so he's also going to be on one. I think he's one that definitely could be looked at for Tier 1 next season as well, Lorpy. He's already an assist runner, so...
Exactly, he's a consistent runner, and
he proved himself in MRCX every week against the big boys as well, so...
He does. So, single track comes into the new Damborello, a 3-part chicane, the left, right, left. It was a much better, long, swooping, almost parabolic left before, but we move on into Villeneuve. Again, such a tricky hairpin. You can carry so much speed in that first part. And into Tozer. Did you know at Tozer, the corner right now, is a statue behind the wall behind us on the stream now? There is actually a real life statue there to Roland Ratzenberger following his death in 1994. Just like after Tamburello, there's one for Senna on the left hand side between Villeneuve and Tamburello.
It's good that they also like commemorate these things because obviously it was one of the saddest days, wasn't it? So. That
weekend, we nearly lost Barrichello, and we did lose both Ratzenberger and Senna. But single tracks, a purple middle sector, he's 6 tenths up on himself.
Lorpy's just had a massive moment.
Oh, single tracks invalidated! He was 6 tenths up. This could have put him, this would have put him P4, depending on how his final sector was. He's invalidated. Crucial.
He'll be kicking himself because he's not going to get another lap in either unless he can get in and out quickly.
If he can get in and out, if he tiptoes round, he can get another lap in if he's got the fuel. If not, get in the box. He does pit. Lorpy's continuing though. Doesn't look like a good lap though, but Lorpy does continue.
Yeah, he had a bit of a moment and he gave up on his lap, so...
Indeed. Simba is down in the first sector. Must have had a moment somewhere. There's a yellow flag, which is just cleared.
Yeah, I think that was the car getting out of the way.
Yes. Genie, P17 at the moment in the Aston. Haven't looked at the car launch.
He's watching the car launch, I guarantee you. That's probably why.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I'm sure Genie is.
He'll just be there looking at Alonso staring.
He is a big Alonso fan, we know this. He knows that we know this.
He's on track now, probably raging about the fact the car looks no different.
Yeah, he's 3 tenths up in the first sector though. So he needs to channel his inner Fernando Alonso.
He does, he needs to gain at roughly 1.3 seconds, so
oh,
he needs...
Oh, very wide! Really wide! He's kept it legal, it's somehow legal. I don't know how that's not an invalidation, but now it is. He went wide at the first part of Aqua Minerale. Now, the Hasher a bit like our Rambo, as they should be, are in second last and last, as they deserve to be. I will hear about that later, I'm sure, but I don't care.
Calvin, the single track is now coming back out as well.
I'm not surprised. He has enough time to get in the lap in. Oh, we've got a car around the Variante Alta.
Toby's also popped it into P8, by the way. I don't know if we missed that.
We must have done. We've seen all sorts of chaos. Womax is on an out lap. Who's on a lap we can find? Sergeant Sam! Billy Bob Uncle Sam! With green eggs and ham comes in. Oh no, he's 4 minutes lap. This is not a good lap, Samuel.
This is his outlap glitch. This is the outlap glitch. That's what it is.
The game's trolling me. Who can we find on a lap? Dumbest Hornet coming into Tamburello. Here we go.
Let's see, what's his first sector? He's a man that's looked very quick so far in this session, so... He's been very... I don't know if he's using ERS. Because on my screen it says he's got 100%.
Well, on my screen it says he's got 100 as well, so unless... And his light's flashing, all there's an Alpine just gone off behind him.
I'm so confused as to what's going on here for Dumbest Hornet, because he looks like he's pushing, but... according to his MFD, it says he's not, so... Yeah, he's 1.2 down, there's no way. Yeah,
we'll move on from him. Call me the Brave, we'll come back to you. Alex Jerick, he's currently P11, just starting another lap, although he's very low on ERS. I think this must be a second lap.
Calvin's marginally down at the end of his first sector.
Keep an eye, we're going to keep an eye on Alex for now. We'll try and get as many different people on there as we can. Alex is all 400 up in the first sector. I'm going to round it up because it sounds better.
Yeah, definitely
it's only 3,000.
Calvin is really pushing the limits here on his lap.
Tell you what, we'll come back and we'll have a look at Calvin.
2 tenths up in the middle sector.
Here we go. He doesn't invalidate, although it looked like he might have done. He somehow didn't.
He's taking a very cautious line through the exit of there, though. I thought that may have lost him some time.
He might have had some wheel spin. Here we go. All sorts of camera angles in the first with Vatsa. Here he comes flying through the second part. He's in the gravel!
Really wide!
Yeah, he's definitely lost his lap. He's not invalidated, but he doesn't improve. Oh dear, he'll be disappointed if he was up. Womax is up though.
Just starting his as well.
Womax is 3,000ths up. If Womax has a good final 2 corners, Womax could steal pole position. Here he comes through
Mark's
the
just
final
had a
corner.
massive twitch. Sociopath into P3.
Great lap from Sociopath. And Womax, 1 minute 16.5 goes fastest!
Wow,
Ooh.
what a lap.
Now then, Sociopath P3 as I mentioned.
Hoshi, he's had a few moments.
Oh, he's 300ths down. He was up in the first sector, but he's down after the second. Can he have a stellar final to recover the lap? Yeah, that sausage curve will not have helped you there, Mark, but keep going. He's backed out. Hodgie has conceded the lap.
Yeah.
Monster is in the pits. Sergeant Sam has not improved. Genie is not on a lap. And that means...
moved up to P8 though.
That means we have our session.
We definitely do. That was interesting.
Indeed. So, Connor, use your dulcet tones and talk us through your summary and list of drivers of the session.
Well, Womax looked incredibly fast, even though he's just had contact down a straight with someone and lost his entire front wing. Calvin, obviously, had that moment. Probably would have been on pole without that those couple of moments. Mark, unfortunate at the end there. Kaiser Soze, the tier 3 driver, has got to be considered, and Monster as well. I'd say he's quite a shock up there in P5. That's some lap from him. So, yeah. That's my take from that session.
That is a fantastic take. I mean, it's the truth.
it's
the truth, so it's not even. Yeah.
It's just, I'm just saying what I've seen on screen. But can I just point out, Banstorp and single track separate by 3 thousandths per second for P9 and 10.
3 thousandths? You get a bus in that gap.
I really don't think you could, but we could try.
Well, we might have a glitch here, everyone. Although Genie is in the pits now, finally. Why do people do this piss at the end of a qualifying session? Just go over the line. Just drive over the line, people. But anywho, now the Aston Martin's finally gone away where it belongs, in the bin. We have our session concluded. So, thank you for running through the order. Believe it or not, just looking through, 1 second separates the top 15. Fantastic. Now,
that's what you like to see.
It is. Who is your prediction for the potential race winner or star driver of the day? Who are you predicting?
I'm going to go, for the race win, I'm going to go Sociopath.
Yeah, the American, recently promoted to a race seat. It's a good call.
I just think this is going to be him. I just feel like there could be a little bit of drama out front.
I agree, especially if any rain comes. I backed Sociopath last week. I'm going to back this week. I think Monster. He looks to be in a bit better form recently, and I think Monster's going to have a good day.
Now I'm going to refer a question to you. Do you think the title will be decided today?
No.
You think it's going to go to a final week?
I think we're going to go to Silverstone and decide.
Well, do you know what the stressful thing is? Me and you are here next week for Silverstone as well. So, it'll just be rinse and repeat of this week.
Why does it sound like me and you talking about significant events can only go well?
or not. That's the other thing. Or not. So,
what can possibly go wrong? What can possibly go wrong?
We scream a lot. Watch a title winner.
Calvin just said in general chat he's 0.6 up and then messed it up. Calvin, you were 0.2 up and messed it up. We had it on stream.
No, but he may have gained 4 out of one other corner.
No.
And then
I'll let him off.
Yeah, because he was really cautious out of the first Ravazza, wasn't he? And then in the second one, he really went for it and went wide. So,
I'll let him off. Only because I like him. And he's a fellow Leeds fan. That's good enough for me. Let's have a quick pop through the YouTuber chat. Boothy says, come on, Toby. Mandy says, good evening. And Matthew the Gecko says, predictions. Well, Matthew, you've had your predictions, sunshine. Now I want you to pop up and be a little ray of delight in our chat. Say hello.
Yep, and I want you to make a prediction as well.
Yes, without singing it.
In fact, I want everyone that's currently watching to make a prediction. Will the title be decided today, yes or no?
This is the crucial facts. The facts are, as we said. Oh, 38 says, come on, Toby. Hello, Dirty 8.
What is this Toby fan club, anyway?
I started it. I'm part of the Toby fan club.
I don't like this.
TFC.
Nothing against Toby, but I don't like it. So, we shall see.
So, just a reminder, Toby... It's not Toby, sorry. I'm not talking about Toby too much. Mark is 30 points. 30! Ahead of Calvin. Going into this race.
Yeah.
So, if Calvin does not outscore Mark by 4 points or more, it's all over. Also, if Calvin does not finish... If Calvin finishes 9th or lower, even if Hodgie doesn't finish or doesn't get points, if Calvin's 9th or lower, it's over.
Yeah, it definitely is. And also, what you got to remember is as well, like, fastest lap could come into play as well. So it'll be interesting to see if either of those two go for that at the end.
Calvin really does need to kind of go for the fastest lap if he gets a chance. That could come in with the tyre strategy, of course. It's a one-stop usually in the 50% races, and that is no different here. Medium, hard, hard, medium. Alternatively, you can do the soft, medium, medium if you're feeling brave, but to be honest, you're relying on a safety car if you do that. You get stuck in too much dirty air, and track position is always crucial. Here we go.
Just a
The
quick
cars
thing,
are lining
two
up.
drivers out of the front three have gone for mediums. Calvin's
Indeed.
gone for the hards.
Indeed.
So,
you're right. So Womack, Sociopath, Kaiser Soze, B17 and Gatiana all on the mediums. Everyone else rocking in the hards. Let's see what is to come. The cars are lining
why
up.
am I nervous?
Why are we not getting any view from the front of the race? We want to see the front.
Yeah. At least we get to see the lights this time, though.
We'll have to watch it from behind. We have 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are racing at Imola. And immediately,
Got a good start.
It's a great start from Calvin. Calvin's taking the lead of the race.
He has.
Although he's side by side with Womax. Womax back at the inside of Calvin.
Toby.
Indeed, 4th place already. Calvin takes the lead of the race. Crucial from him. Sociopath makes P3. Toby up to P4. Hodgie, bit of a nightmare for him. He's down to P5, but this is enough for him to keep the championship obviously very much tasty in his favour. Monster P6, P7 Dumbest Hornet, 8th. Genie, great start. Sam dropped a few down to 9th. Coleman Brave, 10th. Single track side by side with Julian coming through into P11, 12, 13th Simba, 14th B17, 15th Gaffian, Alex and Jarek, 16th Kaiser Soze, 17th, although just swap positions. Fitz, 18th, Lorpies had a moment, 19th, and Rekka Rambo had a nightmare start, even 20th.
Yeah, that was a crazy start to this race. That start from Toby was incredible. P8 or P9 or whatever it was, all the way up to P4.
Indeed. Oh, 5 places up from the start. Dumbest Hornet is also 4 places up.
Yeah.
Great start from both of them.
There was an Aston Martin on the first lap who went really wide into the gravel, so I think it was Alex.
Might have been Alex. Alex is 4 places down. Kaiser Soze, the big loser, 9 spots down from his grid slot. But look at this. Through Ravazza 2, Calvin is less than a second ahead of both Womax and Sociopath. They're all in slipstream battle already.
Yeah, Womax is actually really quick in a straight line here. He's looking very tasty behind this Red Bull.
Just the one.
Sit there for a minute.
Just the one DRS zone, which of course come live on lap 3, and that's down the main straight. The rest of the lap is just a formality.
Damage.
Oh no, Carl's already boxed in. He'll be forced into the 2-stop then, because
he's got no front wing at all, so he's actually got quite a major one.
He'll have to do the 2-stop then. There'll be no chance of taking any set of tyres to the end from here. So he's gone hard to medium, and he'll surely do another set of mediums later on then. Meanwhile, Calvin out front, still just ahead of Womax, who is so close to his rear end, he can almost smell yesterday's breakfast.
Yeah, he definitely can. Yeah, what's interesting is though, these top 5 are all so close, it's keeping Mark in touch as well, so
Indeed.
Mark would be pretty happy just sitting there for a minute.
Sociopath with a great run.
Third and second are.
Sociopath got a great run through the very empty outer. Could he have a look at the inside into Ravazza 1? No, he plays safe.
That would be brave, very brave.
Indeed.
So,
Julian gets the first track limit penalty of the day. 3 seconds. Easily done here. But look at Sociopath. He's going to take Womax. He's got the run on him. He's using all of his ERS early on. Womax is going for Calvin as well. Oh my. 3 abreast. Oh, it's a Tamarello. Womax on the outside. And is Sociopath going to get him too? No, Sociopath goes too wide and has lost out big time. Wow, we got the first real taste of energy.
Heart-wrenching. Oh, Sociopath's had a massive moment. He's down behind. He's side by side with Mark.
Yeah, Mark and Barnesville got through. So that means Toby, right now, has managed to get himself up to P3. What a start for him.
He is. He's starting to get a bit under pressure now from Mark, though, behind, so...
Indeed, if these two battle, it will be beneficial for the race for Womax and Calvin, but crucially for the championship for Calvin. He needs to outscore Mark by 4 points just to take the title to the final race. As it stands, he's going to pull 6 points on Mark, so the title race will be alive, but only just.
Yeah, just about for now, so...
Oh, we got Haas round in sector 1.
That's Ryan, I think. Yeah, it is. It's Ryan. Simba's also...
Oh, Simba's retired!
Safety car.
We have a safety car. Womax locks the anchors on, and that is just what Biss and Ryan needed after a bit of a busy start for the two Haas boys. That is just what they needed.
That is definitely going to help them. It'll be interesting to see if these medium runners, it's way too early for them. Drive through for Carl, speeding under the safety car.
He's had a nightmare. That is
He
disaster.
has.
It'll be interesting to see, does anyone hit under the safety car from the back end of the grid, give up the track position, which won't be much, to get a fresh set of tyres.
Has.
Yeah, this is, if anyone wants to do a two-stop and go from hard to medium now, and then do another set of mediums later, this is your chance to do it.
This is actually a track as well where it's very, very likely. Gene Genie's followed him as well, but this is a track where it's very, very likely for a safety car, so...
It is.
Especially as it's the first time MRC have driven there on this game.
Yes, it is. We have only ever in MRC driven here before in the 100% charity race, which of course we did for Alzheimer's UK, which Gav, the Banshee, organised. Fantastically well done to Banshee. That was a very good day.
The week after.
We did. So we haven't raced here since. However, of course, in real life F1, it's made its way back onto the calendar. Imola was a mainstay in the calendar for a couple of decades until it got dropped in the mid to late 2000s. It got dropped, not for being a bad track, but for not being up to date with the standards. And it was deemed that we didn't need 2 races in Italy. F1 wanted to spread its wings, and now we're back. 2 races in Italy.
And 3 in USA.
Yeah. Although that's... the Italy bit is mainly because of COVID. Miller stepped up to host a race when not many tracks could, and we loved it.
Races here as well, so...
Indeed.
Like, if you think about the one where...
I remember when Verstappen's tyre blew coming into Villeneuve, when he just took second from Bottas.
Race where
yes, Verstappen won.
Hit the wall as well, and then...
Was it? Of course you remember that part. Oh yeah, that's the crucial bit.
That was my favourite part of that season. Other than the magic button in Baku.
Oh but, dear God. Yeah. Let's not talk about the magic button. I still remember here, 2005, Alonso was defending from Schumacher for his life. And then 2006, Schumacher was defending from Alonso for his life, both for the race win. For lap after lap after lap. Even that's
Montoya went round the outside of Schumacher. I can't remember which corner
it was into the hairpin. It was into Toza, the hairpin at the end of the first sector.
That move was one of the best moves I've ever seen. That was incredible.
2004, but then Schumacher drove him off track, and then the comms, it was the cool down room afterwards.
That was the most awkward thing ever, yeah.
Yeah, because Schumacher actually called Montoya and said, "Hey, what happened there?" Because he got interviewed about it, and Schumacher went, "Oh, I didn't see him. Sorry." And as Ryan's pitted and retired, oh, interesting. And Montoya said, "Oh, I was alongside of you, even had a wheel ahead of you, so you got to be blind or stupid to not see me." But that's racing. What a line! What a hero!
Yeah, that was the most awkward interview ever because you could see neither of them were. Schumacher wasn't happy with the comments.
Montoya wanted to hit him. Montoya wanted to hit him. Mandy, I don't love the magic button, and I wish you would refrain, you Verstappen loving
Mandy, you can bring it up as much as you want. Magic button was iconic. Chris is crying. He'll be back soon. Don't worry.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The safety car is a lap in this lap. Max will lead the field round to the finish line. I love the Italians. I've never been to Italy, but I love the Italians.
Food.
We can talk about pizza and pasta all day long.
I was going to say, we could have done food chat again today like we did in China.
We'll get plenty of time. We'll get plenty of time. These corner names here are too fancy for me to rename them. I can't do it because I love them all.
It sounds like professional pizza parlours.
It does, but here goes Womax. He's gone early, but Calvin has read him like a book. Toby's dropped back a bit. He's got Hodgie for company. Can Hodgie make a move into turn 1? He's coming.
He's got the
closer,
run.
Closer.
He's coming.
Toby lines it on the inside. The right decision there to defend. Hodgie breaks early.
Really
Toby's gone deep. Toby's gone deep. Is Mark getting the switch back?
Yeah, and here goes Mark.
Round the outside. Very good awareness from Hodgie there. Sociopath now having a look into Villeneuve.
Well.
Dangerous.
This unleashes Mark now, though, and as things stand, if it stays this way, Mark will be champion.
He will. He's only 3 points behind. Oh, here we go. Sociopath getting the run out of Toza, heading up the hill into Ferradella. He's on the inside of Toby. Toby leaves the room. Thomas Horner's retired from the session. What's happened to Thomas Horner? He's lost it coming out of Toza. And it looks like Toby's got a real issue because he's struggling for grips so badly suddenly.
Yeah, he's got no heat in those tyres. Oh, there's an Alpha Tauri round. I think it's Uncle Sam in the background.
He's Uncle Sam. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, he had a big moment. That's a shame for him.
Toby seems to have found a bit of the composure that he used to win the Tier 3 title and has now got his pace back up to standard.
He has. Mark's pulled away a little bit for now though, and Mark's also now romping onto the back of Calvin, so this is the battle we want to see at the end of the day, is that these two going at it on track.
Yes,
so.
Although B17, currently P9, credit to him, stepping up the few tiers. He's got Gassian, DRS Julian, Lorpy, Alex Ajeric, and Kaiser Soze all over the back of him.
Yeah, he definitely does. Gassian and DRS Julian were just having a little ding-dong into turn 1 as well, so...
They're meant to be teammates.
Yeah, they're going at it though.
Indeed. All Kaiser Soze's an Aston Martin sandwich and has got Alex. As Alex goes and dips a wheel into the gravel. He lets his teammate through for good measure, doesn't want to stop him battling the Alfa Romeo. This helicopter cam is stunning.
It definitely is. So he's a big... Toby's starting to catch back up to Mark here a little bit.
He is.
Mark
Let's
needs
close
to get
up
onto the back of Calvin to protect himself from Toby.
Sociopath though, now back on Barnstorp through Aqua Minerale into very end the outer. Oh, Sociopath big slide! He caught that well, but that has cost him an opportunity to make a move on Toby at the end of this lap.
Unless he gets a big exit out of the second Rabatza.
Yeah, Toby's got DRS on Mark, which will keep him alive and possibly negate the speed of Sociopath. But look, he's caught up already.
Yeah,
actually, I think he's going to get a move done here. Look at him go. He's going to get a move done easily. Toby's not even defending it. He knows the job is done.
Definitely is.
Bread and butter into turn 1. Bread and butter. Mark's not making the inroads into Calvin, and he's not making inroads into Wumax. Crucially, Wumax on the mediums needs to run away.
Yeah, the gap between Mark and Calvin's definitely stayed the same pretty much over the duration of a lap, but Wumax has currently got very good pace on those medium tyres. Calvin can't get near him at the moment, so...
Indeed. That said, Sociopath also on the mediums, B17, Gassian and Bit also on mediums. Those guys will need to make moves whilst they can. Kaiser Soze gets a move done on... Sorry, DRS Union gets a move done on Kaiser Soze. I'm staying with Calvin for the moment just for the helicopter shot, because the helicopter cams are the best.
Under a bit of pressure as well here, because Sociopath on his mediums is going to get a run on the pit straight.
He just got a purple middle sector as well. As you mentioned there, the start finish straight coming. Hodgie doesn't have DRS. Sociopath does. And look, Toby and co are being dragged along behind them. We are getting a bit of a train formation here.
We definitely are. Let's have a look. I don't think Sociopath's quite close enough though.
Well, this is a long straight. He does set the fastest lap of the race, 120.1. Here we go. Look at him gaining so quickly. Will he make a late move up the inside? I think he'll wait one more lap. Look at the absolute gain he made down that straight.
He gained over nearly a second just down one straight. That's crazy. Julian and Gassian again side by side into turn 1, and this time Julian gets through.
Brilliant stuff. We're still on board with Hodge and Sociopath because, of course, this could have huge impact on the championship. If you're Calvin right now looking behind, you need to make sure Hodge doesn't get in the DRS and crucially pray that Sociopath gets the move done. Because this, right now, this is championship critical for Hodge and Calvin.
In all honesty, if I was Mark, I almost wouldn't fight Sociopath, because with the pace he's showing at the minute, he's going to catch Calvin too. So
yeah, you risk a collision with him yourself. You know, he just needs to finish the race as high as possible. If he gets a podium, sure, Calvin is still in the mix as it stands, but it will be very difficult next week for the title change to come. However,
it would literally need a
never
DNF,
know,
wouldn't it?
Exactly, you never
MRC,
know.
Anything can happen.
Exactly, you never know. It's never over till it's over, as they say. Sociopath, will he have another go at Hodge? He's dropped a little bit back, but he is still got the DRS open. Although that time Hodgie had a DRS too. Hodgie got DRS of Calvin there.
Mark's actually in the DRS now, so this Calvin must have had a little moment in one of the Rabatzas. And the other thing I've noticed is Mark's exit out of the second Rabatza is very strong.
It is. Calvin slowly dropping off of Womax now, only slowly. So clearly the medium tires are starting to go off and the hards are coming good. But Sociopath, look at the drive he had. He's coming for a move on into... Oh my god, no, not into Paratella. They nearly had a move into Paratella.
It skipped a few beats there.
It did, and Hodge, as a result of having to go defensive, has lost a significant chunk of time to Calvin there. Oh, Sociopath for the big switch coming out of Aqua Minerale. And that has allowed Hodge just to breathe for half a moment. But a huge slipstream opportunity into Ravazza 1, and then of course DRS and slipstream out of Ravazza 2 will bring Sociopath ever closer once again. This fight is just getting more and more intense.
It definitely is. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out. The thing is, Mark seems to have quite a big advantage over Sociopath in the final sector.
He does.
But one thing that's interesting is Toby may be getting overtaken here by Monster.
Yeah, he's going to do Toby's out of ERS. Monster has DRS and ERS and a big slipstream
To the grass
round the outside.
well.
George Russell, Valtteri Bottas kind of vibes there. Only no one crashed out. Happy days.
And you know what? It didn't end in tears.
Oh, Toby's coming back though. Toby's coming back in the inside of Villeneuve. Wow. Oh, bails out of it. Monster hangs on. Great driving from the pair of them. That got tasty.
Yeah, that could have been tears, to say the very least.
Back ahead of them. Actually,
17. He's round.
Indeed, he's got it going now, but he's just alongside Sergeant Sam, who also had a moment not long ago. Back to the front. Rumax 1.6 ahead of Calvin. He's starting to eke into that lead. Hodgie back in the DRS range though. And there's the personal best lap. So,
well.
Actually, Hodgie with the purple middle sector.
Yeah, he's flying, but is he going to be close enough? It's to Calvin to get that DRS because Sociopath's looking closer than he has done for a while, so this could be pressure for Mark.
Indeed, indeed.
Mark's got deep as well, which isn't going to help him at all.
Here we go. Sociopath looks a bit closer, but
Mark's
no
got
DRS
the
this time for
DRS.
Hodge. Sociopath doesn't quite have the straight line speed this time.
Yeah,
I think
he's not close enough, is he, at the minute? Like, they've got similar amounts of DRS as well, so they're definitely both using it, that's for sure.
Let's try and give these guys a break.
Right.
Yeah,
Martin.
Martin, he is brave, looking like he's lacking a little bit of rear end grip as he comes through Villeneuve. Martin takes, I noticed this in practice yesterday when I was following him, I was stuck behind you, Martin, Mr. Hills, and I noticed you threw that hairpin of clothes to take a very different line to what I take, but it worked for you. And that's the point, a lot of the lines of this track, you can take different lines, because there's not a lot of grip, and where the grip loss on other tracks is compared to here is totally different. You can get away with an alternative line. GS Julian with another track limit penalty. By the way, back to the front, Calvin only 1.2 behind Rumax and only 0.9 ahead of Mark. Could Mark actually be making a move on Calvin here? I don't think he's close enough to get the move done, but he's going to get close. Hodgie fast lap of the race.
Yeah, he compromised himself a slight bit though, Mark. He went wide at the second Ravazza, so that's probably what stopped him from being so close this time.
Indeed. Calvin's out of ERS, he's flashing away, and Hodgie's setting purple sectors. This is not what Calvin needs. As you mentioned earlier, if they're both on the podium, but neither wins, this results in Hodgie winning the title tonight. So Calvin, you need to get your skates on, mate.
It doesn't. They're both, and I think also the issue is they're both now catching Wumax, and they're both now pulling away from Sociopath. So, but Mark is ever closer.
As we fly through Aqua Minerale, these are significant moments in the championship.
3 seconds for Mark!
That is huge. Mark will be furious.
Yeah, that's not going to help him at all, but Calvin is struggling. Mark's going to get the run here. All he has to do is stay composed through the first and second Ravazza, and this could be Mark's P2. For whatever reason, Calvin just seems to be struggling like crazy at the moment. He's not going to have DRS either. Here goes Mark. Oh, he's hit the wall bit. Let's see. He's closing, he's closing. I don't think he's going to be close enough, you know. He's not. Wow. This is getting juicy, to say the very least. Are you alive, Chris? Everything good?
Oh, I've just had a heart attack.
I was going to say, I don't know if you're holding your breath or something. You just went very silent for a second then.
This race is going to be the death of me. Hodgie being as close as he is right now, and obviously Calvin was gaining on Womax prior to this battle they are now having for the title, means we've lost. We kind of got distracted from the fact that Womax and Sociopath on the mediums are really struggling now. Genie's having similar. He's dropping off the back of single track. Gatian stuck with him as well. So clearly the mediums.
What crucial here is though. Sorry, just to interrupt
quickly,
is if Calvin can get in that DRS of Womax, but Calvin is twitching on every exit.
And Hodgie's got ERS where Calvin doesn't. Calvin's not on the DRS either of Womax. DRS Junior retires. Is that going to prevent... There's a safety car.
Safety car.
Calvin needed that so badly. Box. Yeah. If you're either of these guys, you box now.
No, they both stayed out. They both stayed out. Sociopath and Womax in, but the two title protagonists have stayed out.
I would have gambled and put a set of mediums on now and prayed like hell that you'd make them to the end. They'd be dead at the end, but you could pray like hell to make it. I would have boxed and gambled. Womax does hit, however. But Calvin, it looked like he was about to get past. Mark was ready to make the move, so that's crucial.
Yeah, that is definitely crucial.
Now, but you mentioned food earlier.
Oh, food, yes. This is the chat I want.
Now, Italy. When people says iconic countries and their food, Italy is usually one of the first to be on people's lips.
Yeah.
Now,
their food is always on my lips.
First things first. Would you like the pizza or would you like the pasta?
A bit of both, please, if you're offering.
You know what? Why is no one... I was asking, actually, so... Life update. We've both recently got into new relationships. Because me and Connor, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, are capable of such a thing. Well, I won't get that far, but we're capable of having people in our lives. We're good guys.
Just about, now,
I asked my recently new involved person, would she ever like make up her own pizza? And I said, what about a lasagna pizza? So you make a pizza and then put lasagna on it. So you got like the white lasagna sauce, the bolognese, and then bit of the veggies chuck in there as well. Then a little bit of the little piece of pasta shreds in there, because why not? And then I had a bit of a mouth-watery moment and had to go and make a lasagna and a pizza. I didn't put them together though because I got too scared that I'd ruin something sacred. But if you had to pick one out of pizza and pasta, what would you pick?
Well, the thing is, you say pasta, it depends what you're having with the pasta, though.
Well, garlic bread's got to be on the table. If you're having pasta, garlic bread is on the table.
If you offered me, let's put it, if you offered a spaghetti bolognese or a pizza, I'd just eat both. I literally would. I couldn't pick. Like, it'd be... It's like someone offering you chocolate and a beer, and you've got to pick one or the other. You're picking both, aren't you? So.
Yes. Definitely. It's like asking Mark Hodgson to pick between a Parmo and MRC. Or rum, yes, probably a better option.
Yeah,
he'll never pick
between the three.
He definitely couldn't. But yeah, okay. We'll make it slightly easier. Favourite pizza and favourite pasta?
What, like pasta dish though?
Yes.
Pasta dish would be either carbonara or bolognese.
Oh.
I could eat both right now. Or lasagna, throw that in there as well.
I was to say what about mac and cheese?
Oh, that's not... Stop, you need to stop. All of them.
What about spaghetti and meatballs?
All that, yeah. Pizza, literally anything other than pineapple.
By the way, MRC has now just been sponsored by Papa John's and Domio.
Yeah.
When's the Domio Day? Well, it's on MRC
Uncle
for tier
Ben's
3.
Well, why not?
Uncle Ben's, that's not even... Well, mate, if you're calling Uncle Ben's Italian, you might as well...
Might as well.
If my grandmother had a wheel, she would have been a bike.
If you see the advert, he sounds Italian.
Well, Ben's not an Italian name. Although Italians do have uncles.
Is Fred a Brazilian name?
Yes.
No, but there's someone called Fred in Brazil.
Have you never seen Scooby-Doo? Fred is quite clearly got a Brazilian.
Have you seen the Fred from Man United? He looked Brazilian.
I don't want to talk about them. I had to watch them beat my team yesterday, and I'm very upset about it.
Yeah,
anyway,
no shame in losing.
All the drivers have pitted apart from the top 6, who are all still on the hards. Top 5 on the same hards they started on. The safety cars in. Calvin will get the field going. He doesn't go early. He goes late, and he's caught Hodgie out. Hodgie's mid-weave. Oh wow, Hodgie was mid-weave, and Calvin was already doing 3,000 miles an hour. Monster's in trouble.
Toby.
Here comes Barnstorp on the inside. Yep, both McLarens caught napping there. Both of them. That, for Calvin, was the best thing that could have happened. Just down the order as well. We've got Single Track making a move on, well, side by side with Soze. We've also now got him going for Monster. Single Track's on foot now. Wow, what a move. Into Villeneuve.
That's incredible.
Oh, side by side Mercedes-Benz. The Call Me the Brave's got past Sociopath. And look how it goes. Here comes Genie at the inside. Ooh.
Do you know something though?
Ooh,
Calvin and Mark are really...
Rumax is now going for a move. Oh my god, into Piratella. Rumax gets past Kaiser Soze. Bear in mind that Rumax has pitted and obviously was the race leader. Rumax is in such a good position right now.
Do you know what though? If I was Calvin, I would have probably pitted there, because if you look at it now, him and Mark are both going to lose so many places now.
Yeah.
I know they're going to be on the quicker tyre come the end, but
track position's crucial.
And the issue is, because they're together on track as well, Calvin may not gain the points he needs on Mark here.
Exactly. I mean, I did say earlier, I'd have put the mediums on and pray that they'd last, because they should last, but the pace was dead.
Done it.
Exactly.
And Call Me the Brave's also jumped his teammate, may I add, as well.
He has. We just caught it on stream where he, side by side with Sociopath into the Villeneuve chicane. Yeah. Now then, Rumax and Kaiser Soze. Soze looking to come back at him.
Wimax is looking racy on this restart.
Indeed. But Alex Jarek, big switch.
The one who has made an absolutely sensational restart this time after his quite poor one last time is Toby. He's the man to watch at the minute. He's the man on the move. He absolutely flying.
And crucially, if Toby can get past Mark, bear in mind that both of them have a 3-second penalty. If he can get past Mark and hold him up, Mark could lose positions later on due to that time penalty, which could take the championship to the next race. Toby could do Calvin a favour here.
I did forget about that, the 3 seconds, but Toby's also got a penalty. Let's not forget as well.
Yes, but he could use that to hold up Mark, because we know Toby and Calvin are friends. Now, Mark, by the way, still within, just tipped out of DRS range, but Mark, when the DRS comes live, will look to make a move on Calvin. We know Mark at the end of the last stint had a bit more pace. He's now going to have a slipstream and DRS to assist him at the end of next lap.
His tyres don't seem to have heated up as quickly as Calvin's has, but at the same time, Calvin's really burnt his ERS.
He needs to. He needs to break that DRS back, that gap. Toby, mind you, he's closer
Another man to watch in a minute is Mr. Martin, up to P4. He's absolutely flying as well.
He is. I think the guys who haven't pitted are gambling on either another safety car or the rest of the guys on the newer tyres to have real issues with their tyres later on. Surely there's a gamble there that they are all playing.
Yep, Toby's closer than ever on the rear end of Mark here, though.
Rumax, mind you, is all over Monster. Sets a purple first sector. Is he going to make a move into Piratella, the left-hander? He comes over the hill. He's on the inside. Rumax, two laps in a row. They're still side by side as they head down.
He kept it on track.
They're still side by side as they go into Aquaminarale. He goes round the outside. Let's go.
Let's contact.
Oh no! Monster and Rumax.
Two doesn't go into one at that corner. But I tell you something, that really benefits Calvin and Mark.
It does. Rumax was ahead. There was contact. It's whether Rumax was alongside enough. We will hear more about that in stewarding. Here's the crucial talk though. Mark is 7/10 off of Calvin as he comes round the final corner. Calvin out of ERS. Mark's got 2/3 of his ERS and crucial the DRS. Here we go.
He's not using it though.
He's waiting. One more lap.
Yeah.
He's going to get nice and close.
I think Mark's waiting to be right on the back of him, and then he's going to try breathe past him. The issue is Mark needs to get this done. He needs to try and pull that gap to Calvin, just to secure it up for himself a little bit, because right now he's in a bit of a stressful mind, I'm sure, because of the fact that he's got that 3 seconds.
And Toby's right behind him. But here's the crazy news of the race. Call me the Brave P5 on the mediums, brand new mediums. Now, he's going to have a job to take them to the end. And Sociopath and P7 on brand new hards. Those two, Genie as well, just behind him, and of course Gassian and Co behind them. Those guys are going to be a real problem for these guys later on. We could be looking at Calvin and Mark not getting points today.
You could argue as well that maybe Sociopath, if Call Me the Brave as well, has to pit. Sociopath could be the favourite.
Genie gets a move done on him. Talk to me about it, because I haven't seen it.
Now Gassian is also free. Well, he had a bit of a moment on the exit of, I can't remember what the corner's called, but the ones left and right before the chicanes. And
yes,
Genie just froze past him, and then Gassian did as well.
Mark is using the ERS this time. Here comes Mark. Oh, Hodgie's getting the move done here. This Calvin can defend all he likes to the inside. He's calling the Brave such a fastest lap. Hodgie takes the lead of the race. And for the championship, that is vital. That is vital for the championship.
If Mark's going to try and push out of that DRS zone now, Calvin, because he needs all the protection, and with Calvin with no ERS, Mark may have the advantage here.
Agreed. So here we go. Oh, Hodgie with a big moment as he comes into Toza. Calvin on the inside as they head down towards Hiratella. Calvin over the hill on the inside. He gets the move done. Calvin retakes the lead, and Toby's just sat there waiting. If these two collide, Toby will surely have to do a big job on his hands to avoid collision. They are so close together on track.
Mark has so much more grip though. Mark has a lot more grip than Calvin does.
Toby looks slow on the straights. Mark looks okay on the straights. Calvin is rapid on the straights. And here we go though. Hodgie
using his ERS interestingly up to the first Ravazza though.
I think that's more just to make sure he's nice and tight to the back of Calvin. Calvin will have saved a little bit of battery that lap behind Mark. Here we go, Hodgie. No, Calvin pits.
Calvin's in. That was very late from Calvin. Very late call, but perfectly within the rules. But
indeed,
that almost looked like a panic a little bit there of that pit stop.
But look at this, Toby gaining on Mark. Will Toby now give Mark something to think about? Mark will surely have to pit this lap to cover off the threat of Calvin.
Yeah, very likely, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if Mark reacts to him this lap. I think he may have to.
He will definitely have to. Although that said, Calvin is coming out behind Bit on track. So Bit's fighting with Lorpy. Calvin will not be happy with... Oh no, sorry, he's way behind that. Apologies, I'm looking at the wrong part of the track. Calvin's come out with fresh air. But it's crucial. If you look how far behind the rest of the field Calvin is.
Yeah, he's got a lot to make up here. An awful lot.
If Hodge can stay out, he should, I think. Just because of how far behind. Gamble on a safety car. Because as it stands, Calvin 13th.
I'm rather surprised though that Mark's not dumping his ERS on this lap though, because
that implies he's going to stay out.
He is actually using it now on the run down to the Ravazza. I don't know if that's him trying to pull a little bit from Toby here. Toby's got absolutely nothing left as well, so
Toby's Ian Beale. He's got nothing left.
Is Mark reacting?
Mark
yes,
is pitting.
Mark's in.
Toby's going to continue. He's coming on a safety car.
Extra safe, but it's going to be interesting.
Single track continues.
It's going to be so close between Calvin and Mark. It's going to be crazy. Thing is, Calvin's only halfway through the middle sector.
Genie, by the way, is he going to make a move and come with the Brave someone? Not quite. This is the real lead for the race. This fight here between Genie, Call Me the Brave. This is the real fight for the win.
It's going to be so close between Mark and Calvin.
Here we go. Here comes Hodge.
Mark's at the exit.
You can see, we're on board with Calvin. You can see Hodge. He has. The new tyres did not warm up quick enough for Calvin. Hodgie, although just ahead, but Hodgie's on cold tyres. Calvin has the warm tyres. Can he get a move done early on? Hodgie's going to have to defend the Vernon chicane. And then into Toza. Yeah, he's got a bit too aggressive. Calvin's going to run the outside into the Toza hairpin. What's going to happen here? He's run the outside. He's got the move done.
Yeah, that's just a straight grip there, though. But already, I'm saying now, like, look, Calvin, he's been out one lap and his ERS is already gone.
Yep. Crucially, Hodgie needs to get these tyres up to speed and fast.
The issue is that these guys moving at a quick enough speed, because don't forget, Calvin has to finish above 9th at the absolute minimum just to keep this going.
He needs 8th place minimum, and that's with Hodgie getting no points.
Toby's now in as well, by the way.
So bear in mind that Toby, Single Track, Kaiser Soze all need to pit still. That would put these guys into the points, but they'll be 9th and 10th. Oh, Hodgie nearly off track on the final corner. Will Hodgie make a move here?
I'll tell you what, Toby's going to get both of them, I think.
If he is, that's incredible.
Not.
No, he's not. Oh, Hodgie in the sandwich between the two of them. Round the outside. Is Calvin's going to someone at the inside of someone? No, Hodgie gets the move done for P11. These guys...
Oh, that was intense with Toby coming out of the pits there as well. That was going to be so close. It was ridiculous, but...
Indeed. Sergeant Sam, 19.2, the fastest lap. Calvin would like that. Definitely that fastest lap. So, Single Track is leading the race. He has got to come with the Brave very close behind him. Just behind that is, of course, Fernando Alonso Gini. Those two on the two mediums, if they can take the mediums another 8 laps after this one, are in contention for a race win.
Laps, though,
if they can't, Gastian in P5 is on the same age of tyre but are hard. Gastian could be in contention for the race win. B17, by the way, in P7, also in line for a potential podium here, depending on how the tyres fall away later. He's in the mix. Yeah. Wumax in the recovery, back to P8 after his collision with Monster. Monster down in P15 after that. Cool with the Brave, having a look at Single Track, who's out of VRS. So much more pace. Hodgie, fastest lap, 18.9. Calvin just driving off. Cool with the Brave, having a look at Single Track into Toza, who's up the inside. Single Track's really squeezed in there, and Cool with the Brave backs out of it. That was very hard racing from the pair of them.
Genie's now got a run on him as well. Genie's looking close and racy behind Call Me the Brave, so...
Indeed.
That's going to be interesting.
Let's stay on board with this front trio.
Mark's now pulled a second to Calvin as well, by the way. So...
Calvin will be feeling deflated there.
That gap that he needs.
Well, crucially, if Calvin doesn't get... Calvin needs to beat Mark today and get more points than him.
The issue for these guys is they've literally taken half the timeout they need of Carl in the space of a lap. They've taken 3 seconds in 1 lap. That's how quick these two are going. So
that does not bode well for the medium runners further up the field if that's how bad Carl's mediums are at this stage. Single Track does another lap, but Call Me the Brave is going to have him here easy peasy with the DRS on the run down to turn 1. Ooh, Single Track squeezes in there, but Call Me the Brave is through into the race lead. We've got Sergeant Sam round at Aqua Minerale. He's dropped it on the exit curb. Now then, Call Me the Brave takes the lead of the race. He has pitted and he can go to the end in theory. Single Track's just behind him with his old friend Genie all over his gearbox. So, just behind them, Kaiser Soze having a very good fight with Alex Zajeric and of course Gatian as well. All the top 6 are getting lively. But we do still know that Soze and Single Track need to pit.
Yeah, they definitely do. This is looking closer than it ever has, that is for sure.
Indeed.
Mark's not really made too much of an impression on this lap on Carl. So...
No, I think the real edge of those mediums has been burnt off as such. Genie, by the way, might get the move done on Single Track before the Ravatsas. He backs out. He wants to make sure he gets the DRS. We know how powerful that is. Here we go. Single Track really struggling for grip there, and he does pit. I was going to say, is he going to finally call it a day on those tyres? He'll go to the softs from here to the end. That releases Genie.
The thing is, Martin's probably going to lose the place here.
Yeah.
Actually, he's going to come out in front of Monster. Somehow Monster's ended up... Oh yeah, he had that contact, didn't he, with Wumax as well.
He did.
So he's still going to be, like, just behind Banstorp pretty much here.
Indeed.
So
Soze in P3, he's on very old tyres. The tyres will go to the ends because he has pitted, but he's going to be very slow from here onwards, and he's going to struggle.
Yep, he is. Mark's now right on the back of Carl.
Let's jump on board with Hodge. Calvin now closing up a little bit with Hodgie losing a bit of time. Carl's struggling for a bit of pace at the moment. He's not having his best weekend, or best week even. He said to me earlier this week that he hates this track.
He's not the only one. I could join him on that one. I don't like this track either, to be honest. So
it's a challenging track. So
I thought you just said it's a chuff track. I was like, you're nicking my sayings now, even when they don't make sense.
Well, Marky's all up the chuff of bits. Ooh, Sociopath is that Sociopath has lost it at the Tamburello chicane? He has.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
Having such a great race as well, wasn't he, early on?
He was looking like a real star early on.
Let's see. I think Mark actually is. Carl is in the DRS of Lorpy here as well.
He is.
Which makes life even more difficult for Mark and
for Calvin as well.
Calvin here.
By the way, Gassian and Alex Jeric have both got past Kaiser Soze into turn 1 through Tamburello. Mark's going to get the move on bit though.
They both got DRS, that's how much overspeed Mark's had. Calvin really
Bit ran him very hard there.
Pinched him there, didn't he?
And Calvin's going to get the run on bit on Mark into Villeneuve.
He is just about gets away with it, but wow, that was aggressive from Carl.
Hard
racing, very hard racing.
Oh, Carl definitely did a lot of favours for Calvin there.
Around the outside.
Oh wow, look at this.
Mark
side by side with Carl. Can Mark get the move done? This is crucial. If he doesn't, Calvin will have him. Round the outside, and Bit's gone very wide. Both of them get past Mark, past Bit. That was crucial. That puts Mark P9.
Now, Mark's got the pressure from Calvin. That's the issue now.
He does indeed. As it stands, Mark will drop out of the points because of his penalty, but Calvin's only going to get P9 as it stands. Which crucially is not enough to take the championship to the final round. He will be 2 points shy.
What Mark needs to do now, if I was Mark, I'd almost, with the 3 seconds...
What, just back Calvin up?
I'd almost not want to get past Lorpy at this point.
By the way, Gene Genie just took the lead of the race.
Collect the DRS.
Gene Genie's just taking the lead of the race from Corwin the Brave into turn 1. His teammate Alex Jeric is P3. Aston Martin having a great day on their car release. Their car launch day is going brilliantly for them.
Yeah, Lawrence is grinning somewhere. Calvin wasn't able to get it done on Mark either. But like I said, I would almost, if I was Mark, I'd just stay behind Lorpy and let him tow me along. Because if worst comes to absolute worst now,
this is the championship done if it stays like this.
Well, as things stand, the maximum that will happen is Mark will drop to 10th and Calvin will go up to 9th. And that's championship done. So...
Exactly, that is the championship.
I just keep taking that DRS from Lorpy for the last 3 laps. That's what I would do.
Definitely.
I doubt he's watching and I doubt he wants to hear either of our voices right now, but...
Oh, Calvin's got a great run.
Calvin's going to have the run.
Calvin's got to put as much pressure on Mark as he can. He's got to throw everything at him.
Very defensive from Mark. Calvin's hit a lot of that sausage curve there in the first one. But he's going to get the run down to the first lap. They're side by side.
Here we go. It's great to see that these two are fighting for 9th and 10th despite the fact this could decide the title. This is fantastic.
Mark's got a much better X out of the second Rabatza though. And he's got more ERS as well. A lot more ERS.
Well, he's not got much though. They're both quite low still.
The thing is, either way, the only way Calvin's got any chance here is if he gets past Lorpy. So...
Indeed. Let's just go back to the front. Genie leading the Grand Prix. Second place is Call Me the Brave. These guys just got 2.5 laps to go. If their mediums can hang on, which looks like they're going to, these guys are going to nick a podium. Let's just
I don't know how they've got any.
Let's just have a little flick through, by the way. So, position change, because this is crucial. Gassian, 15 positions up. He went from 19th to 4th. Alex and Brave have both gone 10 places up, and Genie's 7 places up.
Yep.
And this all comes down to strategy calls on that second safety car incident. That strategy call to pit, I think it was lap 14. Those guys pitted and really reaping the rewards.
Yeah, definitely is. I tell you what, that battle for P8.
Oh, Alex and Gassian side by side into Tamburello. Alex facing inside, Gassian around the outside, gets the move done. Wow, Alex and Gatian's now 19th to 3rd. Gatian looking like a candidate for driver of the day here.
Went 3 wide on the run down to turn 1. Calvin's through, Mark's had to back out. Calvin's into P8.
Now, this is interesting.
But it's still not enough. As things stand, it is still not enough.
Lorpy's let them go.
Let Mark go as well. So, as things stand, if they can pull the 3 seconds, it's not enough for Calvin. Especially as Mark, I believe, has the fastest lap as well.
He does not. He does not. The fastest lap currently belongs to... Actually, it does belong to... Sorry, I lied. It does belong to Mark. So Mark's going to get 1 point, 2 points out of this. And Calvin's going to get 4.
He definitely is. So it's not going to be enough. And I don't think they've got... Well, they definitely haven't got enough time to get on the back of P17. Unless B17 wants to go full Timo Glock on the final lap. But I don't think that will go down very well with just Mo.
He's in a fight with Remax and Kaiser Soze for 5th, 6th and 7th at the moment.
Yeah, definitely is. But this is the lap. What on earth could happen here? That's the question.
Indeed. We will come back to Hodgie and Calvin shortly because, of course, let's give some daps to the race leader and the guy in 2nd place. That is Brave and Genie, who are heel and toe with each other through that first sector. Although just behind them, Gatian and Alex have swapped position again. Oh, Alex is in the wall! Alex and Jerry's in the wall!
Oh my goodness, that
We've just caught that on stream. Alex is down to P7. That's going to give Calvin another couple of points, by the way.
It might not, actually, because he's ahead of Calvin. Oh, he's got no wings, so actually
Calvin will get the move done. If he can hold up Hodgie, we'll come back to them shortly because we have a race leading battle going on between Brave and Genie. We will come back to the championship title shortly.
It's still only going to be...
Calvin's on 6 points, Mark's on 4, but will drop at least 1 if not 2 places. So actually...
He's got a fastest lap as well.
So Hodgie's on the target, I think, for 3, Calvin's on 6, but crucially, Genie comes out the final Ravazza and takes the win for Aston Martin. 2nd for Call Me the Brave. 3rd will go to Gatian, but let's head back to the title battlers because Calvin comes round the Ravazza 2. Look how close the back of Hodgie is. Hodgie needs every 10th he can get to make sure he has got every possible place he can get. Hodgie cross the line, P8, drops to P9. Will he drop behind Lorpy as well? He's got P9, so that's... Ooh, that's a weird glitch we just got.
By a point provisionally.
So, Hodgie's got 3 points. Calvin has got 6 points. So yes, Hodgie needed to have 4 points lost to Calvin.
4, so.
Yeah, and he's been outscored by 3. So I believe provisional results that means that Hodge will be the tier 2 champion with 1 race to go.
Yeah, that means that'll be 27 point gap into Britain. So
26 to play for.
Is the champion.
Well, all race results are provisional, of course.
Yeah,
We'd hate for Shielding to ruin a championship outcome, but of course, provisionally, Mark Hodgson is the tier 2 champion. Commiserations, Calvin, and congratulations to Hodgie. Calvin put up a great fight to defend his title and took it all the way, but well done to Hodge. What a drive. But let's not forget that this race is about this race individually, not just the championship, and of course, Genie taking the flag, Call Me the Brave, and Gatian joining them on the podium after fantastic drives from all 3 of them.
Yeah, definitely is. That was some incredible race. I'll tell you something, what is going to be difficult is picking a driver of the day today.
Well...
Because you've got a whole host of drivers.
You know what? Oh, I'm going to give it to Gatian. P3 after starting P19. Yeah. That's a stellar drive. At a track where overtaking is impossibly difficult. Oh wait, no, Gatian's not on the podium.
He ended up P4 because he had 3-second penalty.
Oh,
but
that's ruined it.
I almost want to give it to Genie because he was like last quite early on.
You know what?
A big mistake.
Genie and Gatian can share it in that case.
Yeah, they definitely can.
We'll agree on that.
Yeah, that was. I mean, Gatian, I can't disagree with either. Don't get me wrong at all. So I'm happy with either, but they both kind of deserve it there.
I also want to give a big up to Carl B17 Radland for P6 today from P16. I don't know if he's raced Tier 2 before, however, great job. And of course, Bit 20th to 11th, that's a great rise up through the standings. Good drive there, my friend. Unfortunately, we lost 3 drivers today who didn't finish. That was Thomas Hornet, Rekar Rambo, and Simba. Unfortunately, did not reach the flag. Oh, and of course, DRS Julian, I do apologise. Sergeant Uncle Sam didn't finish, but was classified. But did get the fastest lap, interestingly. Crazy. Anyway, if you thought that was fun, join in and watch us all over again in 22 minutes. No, more than that, actually. 27 minutes as Tier 1 will resume the chaos around Imola. But thank you very much for everyone who's been watching. Thank you, Connor, my good friend. It's been lovely spending the evening with you. And we will see you all shortly. Have a lovely evening. Good night.